Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about the Milani Gilded Desires palette, and I'm excited to share this with you. I was super excited to pick it up and play with it and gather my thoughts on it. You probably have heard that I'm usually not super into first impressions. It depends on the product, but generally I like to really explore something first. So I have done that and now I wanted to share with you my thoughts. So we are also going to be doing a tutorial first, and I will get to the review at the end. So I hope you will stick around for that. And before we get started, no, I'm not going to be sharing a quote today. I am going to be asking you a question instead. Today I want to know if you guys have been enjoying the quotes that I share with you, or if you feel that they are something you wish you could just skip through most of the time, because I'm trying to decide what you guys think of them. I don't want to be repetitive, but I also want to be able to inspire you and lift your day. So let me know, and let's go ahead and jump into the video. Alright, I know what you're thinking. I kind of look a little crazy right now, but that's just because I wanted to kind of preview what I'm going to be doing with my eye look over here, and then I will just keep it a shorter tutorial by also doing this eye, and I hope that that will help keep this video shorter so you can get on with your day sooner. And then at the end I will go ahead and just give a little review, a synopsis of what I think of the palette. So let's just go ahead and dive right in. I've already primed my eye with concealer, and now I'm just going to go straight into the palette. And today I did use the Ulta Beauty concealer, and you can pick that up for about $9 I think at Ulta. So it looks like this, and I am in the shade Fair Neutral. And we are going to go ahead and go into the matte pink right here for our first transition color. So I'm just going to be taking a Luxie brush, and do make sure that you go ahead and kick off the excess. And I will say right off the bat that if I were you, I would go ahead and make sure that you do this before you do your foundation and everything like that, because what I have noticed is that the glitter shades tend to have a little bit of fallout, and glitter is just one of those really hard things to get off once it's on your face, unless you have like a makeup wipe to remove it. So now I'm going to go into this brown shade right here, and I'm going to take it almost put it on the wrong eye. I'm going to take it just a little bit lower than that pink shade. And again, I just want to point out that my hand is very near the end of my brush, and I do that to just really keep it light, and that really just allows the colors to just really blend in together well. Now I'm going to take the other side of this brush, so just a little bit more of a flat shadow brush, and I'm just going to stick it into this dark maroon shade right here, and I'm going to go right into this edge right here, and then I'm going to kind of make a little V and take that into the crease a little bit, and then I'm going to take the fluffy side and I'm going to clean it. Actually, I'm going to be using my color cleaner, clean off my brush, and then blend it out. Or you can use two brushes, but I just like to use as little brushes as possible, especially with drugstore tutorials, because, you know, generally I feel like if you're on a budget, then you're probably not going to want to have 50 brushes to do a makeup look. Alright, now if you want to go ahead and darken that up, which I probably will, you can go back into the shade a little bit more and again just blend it out. And now I'm going to go ahead and clean off this end. Oops, sorry. I knocked something over. So I'm going to clean off this end right here, and then I'm going to take it into this darker brown shade here, and we will stick that just right on the edge, just going in. So it's sort of like an eyeliner, but not really. You're just kind of darkening along the outside, and then don't worry, we will blend that in. And as you can see, this is the joy of not having to worry about your eyeshadow going where it's not supposed to when you do your foundation last. So that's one of the reasons I like to do that. So we're just blending this out like that. Alright, now we're going to go into the glittery portions. So first we are going to go in with this maroon shade right here, and I'm going to take this flat brush here and I'm going to spray it with the L'Oreal Infallible Makeup Extender Setting Spray. And then I'm going to dip it into the shade I showed you, the metallic maroon shade. And I'm just going to be taking this more on the outside and blending it into that darker color and lifting up the eyebrows and just making sure I go up to the crease but not past the crease. And then I am going to clean this off again using my color cleaner through here. And it allows it to keep its shape, by the way, which is another reason I love that, because it doesn't ruin my brush, but it does allow me to dip into another color without having to switch brushes all the time. So now I'm going to go into this shade right here, and I'll be honest, sometimes I like packing these shades on with a brush that's wet and then also putting additional color on with my finger, because sometimes that intensifies it a little bit more for me. So I'm going to do that. And there you go. It really did intensify it, just like I said it probably would. So then we're going to once again clean off this brush right here and spray it one more time. And then I'm going in with this lighter pink shade right here, this glittery one right there. And I'm going to take this into my inner corner right here. And I'm just going to blend it up into this shade that I put on the center of the lid. And I just really like that gradient effect. That's just something I personally enjoy. So anyway, that is how I did my eye look. And by the way, when I look up and above just a little bit, that's because I'm looking into the mirror so I can see what I'm doing. So I hope that doesn't bug you too much. But I'm going to go ahead and come right back after I have finished up my face, and then I will show you how I do the under eye portion, and then we'll go from there. I am back and we are ready to go ahead and jump into doing the lower lash line on this side. So let's just go ahead and jump into that. I'm taking this smudger brush that is from Eco Tools, and it's part of their duo, which it no longer has such an orange handle, by the way. So if you go looking for these, just keep in mind that they're now more like this color. So I am going to be using, sorry, I don't want to blind you with the mirror. We're going to be using these two highlight shades for the inner corner. So I'm just going to be taking that in the inner corner and then just the first third of my eye right here. And then we're going to clean this off just a little bit, again using the color cleaner. And then I'm going to dip back into the pink shade that we used as our first transition shade, and make sure you tap off the excess really well because you don't want it going all over the place, especially if you have foundation on. And I'm going to take that 2/3 of the way, and then I am going to go ahead and dip into the light brown shade and then the dark brown shade kind of together. And I'm just going to try and keep those just a little bit closer to the lash line and not go quite as far as we did with the pink shade. And then if you need to smudge it out just a little bit, then just go ahead and use the other end of the Eco Tools brush or just a fluffy brush, whatever you have. And there you have it. So now, of course, I finish that off by using some mascara. So I'll just go ahead and do that now. And today I'm using the Essence Volume Stylist 18-hour. The purple one right here, it's one of my favorites, and I see a lot of YouTubers who love it as well, so I'm definitely not the only one who really enjoys this, so I recommend trying it out if you haven't yet. And I believe it's around $5.99, and it's at Ulta. So anyway, that completes this look, so let's go ahead and go right into the review. First of all, don't notice the messiness of the packaging now, but it is a really nice, pretty bright package. It's kind of almost a mirror. And I do love the packaging, although I will say I think it gets dirty really fast. And then it has this nice big mirror in here. Mine did pop out, but that's not hard to fix. I can just glue it back in. But that probably could have just been, you know, bad luck on my part. But that's okay. Like, it's really not a big deal. But let's go ahead and just talk about the shades right here. So first thing I want to say is, when you buy a palette, swatching is important, but it's not everything. And this palette swatched so nicely, and sometimes I am afraid of getting my hopes up because sometimes you can swatch a palette and it swatches really well and then it's super patchy. But luckily this happened to be one of those times where it swatched well and it ended up blending well. I will say that these glittery shades do have a bit of fallout, as do all of the shades really. But the glitter shades, I just find them to be pretty glittery, and if you use them without something to wet them down, then more than likely you're going to end up with glitter everywhere. So you either need to wet them down, or you need to do it before you're going to put on the rest of your makeup, and then just use a makeup wipe to clean off your face and then go on. So, or both, because that's what I did. And other than that, these highlight shades, for me, this one's too white and this one's too gold by themselves. So I just mix them together, and then I like how they turned out. So, yeah. I have been pretty impressed with this palette thus far. The only shade I don't see myself reaching for is probably this shade here, but that's just because of my skin tone. If you can see, it just doesn't really go with my skin tone just because I have a very neutral skin tone. But otherwise, I think this is a good palette. I think that most people could use the colors in here and really enjoy them. Unless you're just really not into maroons and pinks, then of course you wouldn't like this very much. But I love that they just have some neutrals in here and then some nice pretty colors, and I really love this shade right here. I think it's a really fun special shade, and yeah, all in all, I think it's worth the price, and I think Milani did a good job with it. So hopefully you enjoy it as much as I did. And that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. And if you wouldn't mind, please make sure and hit the like button below the video, and also make sure that you're subscribed. And don't forget, you can always share this video too if you have some friends that you think would enjoy it. So I will see you next time. Bye!